We came to wreck everything and ruin your life.
Good morning, party people, you beautiful bastards. I love each and every one of you. Always appreciate you being here. We are looking at another test server, of course, and there's an awful lot of. I apologize. I may end up talking to my dog here. She's being kind of goofy this morning. Um, there's a lot going on this one, and I almost feel like 2 days isn't really enough to test everything that's going to be on here, especially since they run test server in kind of limited hours. It starts for us on the east coast of the United States. It starts pretty early in the morning, like 6 a.m. It runs till 9, and then it's down for another 5 or 6 hours, and then it's up until what would be right around dinner time for us. Then it's down for a little bit, and then it's up until I don't know, sometime into the night. So let me see if I can cover some of this really quickly, and then I want to talk about a couple other things. So on this test server, what we're going to have is we've got the factory map. That's going to be back on there. So I expect that is somewhere near completion. It was looking pretty good the last time. I think the chief complaint from the factory map the last time was that there wasn't enough cover. So this was, the Ao Ming with the laser weapon, 600 meter Dragoon style weapons. This was becoming really prolific at that time, the last time that we tested this. What we were seeing is that a lot of people were beginning to have these Titans and these weapons pretty well leveled at that time. So there's not a ton of cover on the factory map, so we'll see what kind of changes they made to that. We do have those. I think Pixonic has called them damage zones. This is the area where it's got like the green, which is like a toxic waste or runoff, whatever. I don't know what it is, but they've got these damage zones that are in there, so that's pretty cool. So we'll see if those are any more or less damaging than what we've seen previously. And we do still, of course, we've got the big brother and little brother to the atomizer, the Quarker and the Nucleon. So the light and heavy versions of the atomizer, the Titan weapons, the Cataclysm Cyclone, those are still on there. I don't know if anything's been changed on that. I'll have to go back and look at the notes. I can't really see or tell if anything has been changed on those or not. Those are from the Scourge family of weapons. Also 600 meter range. As you get closer, they do more damage. I believe I am now actually using 2 sparks on my own personal account, so the distance at what point or at which they are 100% accurate is, or not accurate. That's inaccurate, or that's wrong. 100% damage is 400 meters. So not sure if the Titan weapons are the same or not. And once you get inside 400 meters, they actually begin getting a additional damage. Then there's a new module. It doesn't say Titan module. It just says new module called Overdrive Unit. So I'm really curious about this. I wonder if it's like a speed boost module. Is it an active module? Is it a passive module? I won't know till tomorrow morning. But that sounds pretty interesting. I would definitely like to get a little bit more speed out of a couple bots. We actually, you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, I don't think it is. I don't really know what that would be. They did test a module called the Accelerator at one point. That was a passive module. That was, oh my goodness, Loki with 3 accelerators on it. That was absolutely crazy. I mean, Loki was like flying through the air. It's nuts. Then we have a rebalance. So anytime I hear rebalance, it makes me think of, you've heard the phrase unintended consequences. So in this rebalance, they have Blitz, Ravana, Aljun, Phantom, Avenger, Avalanche, Thermite, and the Titan, the Alpha rocket launcher, the Tsar. So these are all slated for rebalance. So with Blitz, I don't know. I don't see Blitz used a whole lot. I mean, it's still personally one of my favorite bots. I'd like to see it get a little bit of love. I know Blitz has been through a rebalance a few times already. So we'll see what that's all about. Ravana, that one's pretty new. I can't imagine that one getting any kind of nerf, unless the only complaint I see there is because of its ability to use with phase shift plus pilot skills. Ravana seems like it's constantly in a state of phase shift. If you've had to deal with them, you know, they've got their ability, then they got a phase shift, and they got their ability, then you get them down to last stand, and they've got their phase shift again, and they got their ability, and then they've got their ability, and they're really tricky to deal with. Now, Aljun, this one's really interesting, and this is where I'm going to talk about unintended consequences. So I'm going to come back to that one in a minute. Phantom, a lot of people hate Phantom. They've been talking about Phantom for a really long time. About it being, some people think Phantom is actually more the most annoying bot that's on the field now. A lot of people absolutely hate him. Avenger comes up all the time for, you know, as far as what may or may not need to be nerfed. Most people think it needs to be nerfed. So let's consider the Avenger. It's not 100% accurate until you're somewhere inside of 300 meters. It's a very good weapon that is inexpensive. I mean, it costs some gold up front, but it's inexpensive to level up. And honestly, it's one of the best counters we have against Titans right now, especially on Aljun. 2 maxed Avengers are capable of nearly 1 million damage, but that's if you're 100% accurate. And then the total cycle time on that is 25 seconds. So I mean, 1 million, close to 1 million, it's actually 880,000. It's a lot of damage, but it takes 25 seconds for that full cycle. I absolutely don't agree with the nerf to Avenger. I don't know if that's what we're going to be looking at. This is just me, you know, kind of thinking out loud. Avalanche, I don't know enough about the Avalanche. I know they're not used a whole lot because generally most people think they're not worth the time and effort and the resources. Thermite, that's another one where I kind of feel like, you know, a Vortex Spectre. People who use those well use them very effectively. They're very deadly. Thermite's the heavy version of that, but we don't see that a whole lot either. So now let's talk about unintended consequences. My dog is driving me nuts. Hang on a second. Get down, get. Okay. Stop it. So unintended consequences. We just went through this great shotgun nerf of 2020, which no one's calling it that yet. I've been calling it that. I really hope it catches on because that's what I want to call it, the great shotgun nerf of 2020. You guys are free to use that. Pardon me. So the unintended consequences. So the shotgun nerf indirectly has indirectly buffed other things, such as the Aljun. I'm gonna have to sit here and play with my dog while I'm talking. So I'm definitely seeing way more Aljun now than I was, even before. Definitely before shotguns were nerfed. The Aljun is replacing. I mean, people are taking leeches out of their hangers and putting Aljun back in. Part of the reason for that is that, as of yet, Titans still don't have a counter to stealth. I actually took Phantom out and put Mercury back in just for the stealth. So I don't know. There are definitely a lot of people have been screaming about wanting to see a nerf to Aljun for quite some time. I really hope that's not the case, honestly. The only people that really truly benefit from the Aljun nerf are the people who are very invested in their Titans, and I think specifically the Ao Ming. And Arthur too, but I mean, it's I think when I think of people invested in Titans, I mean, certainly there are people who grind out the platinum and take their time to build up their Titans. But when I think invested, I mean, some people have dropped some serious money on their Titans. And so I would think that those are among. I'm having a really hard time thinking about this. You know what? Let's finish talking about this later. I want to get out of here. We'll talk later. You guys have a good one. Thanks for being here. And I apologize, I'm dealing with the dog while I'm talking to you guys. So be good to each other. If you like what we're doing, please consider liking and subscribing. And we're going to come back. We're going to do some test server video, time allowing, of course. And you know, as always, you can something you want to see, you can let me know here in the comments. We can talk about it on Facebook. We can talk about it on Discord. And until then, you guys have a good one. And thank you. Get out, dog.
On the next level. So it's on to the next level. So it's on to the next level.